First of all, I think every general counsel needs to recognize that this is going to be a very important area going forward.
Working in the healthcare sector, what have been your main focuses as GC of Sobi?
When you're looking at how we work, if we take that first, I think every company now is struggling with what is the new way of working. And we, as many other companies, we're taking it a little bit day by day and say, yes, we have basic principles that we adhere to, but we also need to recognize that these things will evolve. And actually, many of those things that we thought were impossible 2 years ago have actually turned out to be working quite well in having digital meetings and not seeing each other so much face to face. And Sobi is a company that has grown substantially over the last decade. So it was not something that was very strange about it. But the first thing that I did was to see, okay, which are those building blocks that we're missing. And I definitely saw from the beginning that, also especially in the healthcare sector, the compliance piece and the privacy piece, they were important areas that we needed to cover. So really building that stellar team was the focus during the first year. Generally, what I think many have struggled with, and so have we, is this uncertainty that the pandemic has meant, also in terms of regulations, and that goes for the part of the healthcare sector, but generally for companies as such. I mean, also simple things like in the corporate governance area, not being able to have shareholder meetings face to face, and that's something that has occupied us a lot. And I think many companies have struggled with that uncertainty.
ESG has been a huge topic, especially among corporate circles. As General Counsel, perhaps you could give me your thoughts on the ESG outlook and what are areas that in-house counsel have to be aware of?
It is an evolving area, so keeping up to date with what's happening. What's helped me a lot is I'm part of a number of networks in Sweden, but also European and also worldwide networks, and that's something I would really recommend General Counsel to not only keep up to date with whatever law firms are providing or new regulations, but having that close network to be able to discuss. You also have the entire reporting elements of ESG, which links into us being a public company. There are some hard regulations there as well, which we need to make sure that we follow. And for investors, ESG is becoming very important, and so it is for us at Sobi. But one of the things we're looking at when we're looking at ESG, so rightly so, say that we look at as rare disease companies, where can we contribute the most? And I think the access to medicine and for the patient, that is sort of core unique to us and to many pharma companies, so that we can improve life for people living with rare diseases. I think that's one of the core strategies that we're looking at. The other thing is this cross-functional area where we're looking, working very closely between the head of ESG in the company, compliance, HR, finance, to making sure that we together build a strong core strategy around ESG.
In-house counsel and lawyers generally are quite progressive, but when it comes to technology, sometimes they can be a bit more slow on the uptake. I guess the last 2 years have forced in-house counsel, general counsel, private practice to really evaluate their digital outlook and how they utilize technology. How in your company and within your teams have you adopted digital solutions?
We're really trying to look at how do we work, where could we be smarter and more effective, and then trying to find a digital solution for that. We've done that in a couple of areas in our department. One of the issues and that we have been facing, and I think companies are doing that, is you underestimate the time and resources you need to put into things once you implement it, and making sure that you have proper resourcing, project management, and then to make sure that you work that through is very important. But I agree with you. Lawyers tend not to be so progressive in the thinking about digital. But there I see our younger colleagues that are coming in. They have a different mindset.